The first two monsters got a ton of nominations. And I remember back in the Sons of Anarchy days that the voters just, there was something about the show they just didn't latch onto. What would it mean to you all these years later to, maybe get some Emmy recognition?
I feel like awards are like birthday gifts. It's nice to receive them if someone decides to give you one, but maybe bad form to covet them. So I don't know. Listen, I am so grateful in my life to get to work with super talented people that make me better and challenge me. And I'm really, really active in my career of trying to do better and better quality work, and grow and learn and become the best craftsperson that I can become. And so, I suppose if I was ever to be given an award, it's sort of a recognition of the maybe the the that I'm on the right path, that I am actually doing better quality work job by job. But we'll see what happens. I'm not going to get too carried away with worrying about any of it.
Right. It's still early. No one has quite even seen this project yet.
Yeah, exactly. We might be a little premature.
When you first read the original script, what do you remember what feelings and thoughts you had in your mind about Monster the Ed Gein story?
My introduction to this was a 3 hour conversation with Ryan Murphy. The first 2 hours of it, I just felt like we were having a creative discussion about the job that he was working on, the thing he was most excited about, because he'd been working on it all of the day that I met him. I met him in the evening for dinner. And so we were just having this really engaging, robust, creative discussion about the nature of storytelling, and what it means to be an artist and a craftsperson, and be able to, like, explore the elements of life that were compelling us or troubling us, and use the medium of filmmaking to go as an opportunity to go and spend a bunch of time exploring that. So it was a very sort of far reaching, but we talked a great deal about Ed Gein, and I was so taken by how pure and enthusiastic Ryan is as an artist. Like, there was no sense of commerce or no sense of fatigue from all of these years of storytelling and massive success. It was like the most pure, authentic excitement that I'd seen in a long time from somebody, and I just was so, I was kind of like so inspired by it and joyful to have this conversation. And then 2 hours in, it was this sort of mic drop moment where he said, "So would you like to play him? I would like you to play him." And I really truly did not see that coming at all. And so I was so sort of filled up with excitement from this conversation we'd had, that I just said yes without reading anything or really knowing that much about Ed Gein, just mainly because I wanted to work with Ryan.
Before we wrap up, I mean, this genre, this true crime serial killer genre, is so popular with viewers right now. Why do you suspect that might be?
I have got no idea. I've got no idea. I really believe in storytelling, like, that it serves a very important function for us to try to understand ourselves. I really struggle to understand life and what we're all doing here, and the meaning of it all, and the complexity, emotional complexity of us all. And I find storytelling to be a really helpful tool in, for me personally, in understanding that. And so if you apply that to horror, which I've never really thought about this, I don't gravitate towards horror. My thesis is that we're all afraid of the boogeyman at some point. Like, that we're all aware of some terrible thing that's kind of abstract, that's lingering out there in the darkness, that we just have a sense absolutely cannot happen. Um, and I think that maybe telling these type of stories is a way to explore that in some way, to expose ourselves to it in a safe way. And then I think beyond that there is real darkness. Evil exists in the world, and it's confounding. I mean, anytime you come into contact with it, or you read an article about something terrible that's happened, which happens every day in the news, I find it so difficult to understand, like, why are we doing this to each other? Why do people behave this way? And that was the thing that really struck me so much with Ryan, that he was not at all really interested in exploring what Ed did. He was really interested in exploring why he did what he did. And anytime we can just go on a journey of discovery to illuminate some little pocket of the human condition, that's where it just becomes really exciting to me. And where you have the opportunity to be honest and truthful. I mean, we really, I keep talking, but then probably someone's going to shout at us, but I just felt like it was so clear that Ryan wanted to make something about a human being and try to discover the man behind the monster, and then ask the really complex question of, like, okay, we've established Ed Gein as the monster, but is Hitchcock also the monster who took this inspiration from this boy who was just abused and living in isolation and horribly mentally ill, and sensationalized that to create entertainment and sort of darken the American psyche in the process? Or are we the monster that are now telling the story of Hitchcock, telling the story of Ed Gein? Or are we all the monster because we're all participating in that, even the audience who are watching this? And so it really is very complex, the questions that Ryan's trying to ask in the show. And it's kind of just a delight to be invited to work on something that has such a sort of lofty aspiration.